Today I'm going to show you how to use a coping saw and make those perfect coping joints. What's a coping joint, you ask? Well, stay tuned and I'll show you. This, my friends, is a coping cut. It is the profile of the baseboard cut into the end of it. This works on inside corners only. I use these all the time because I find the joints are that much cleaner. Not to mention, when I'm putting my baseboards in, I only have to cut straight ends on the piece that matches into this one. Let me show you. With the coping cut, the reason we take them is because we want to save time. And how do we save time? Well, with an inside corner, generally you'd be looking at the miter and trying to line them up and get them all clean. Well, now all I have to do is cut the piece straight on both ends, stuff it into place, and once it's in place, I don't have to figure out what angle that is anymore. All I have to do is bring in this perfect piece that I just coped, line it up on top of the trim, and then butt it in. And then a little bit of caulking here and here, and you're laughing. You're probably wondering, how do I create that cut? How do I know where to take this saw and pass it down to make it look so perfect? Quite simply, all we're going to do is take a profile from a piece of baseboard of the exact same piece and put it down here. Line it up. Now, how do you know where to place it? How do you make it line up perfectly? Well, if you notice, I come to the back, and I know if this piece goes right up against the wall, then I know this piece should be right up against the wall. And all I'm going to do is line it there, and I would take my pencil and I'd trace it. And I try and transfer the line perfectly. The problem is, that doesn't always work. See what I mean? Take the pencil here, these two faces are meeting, so it's easy, it's really easy. But what happens when the face comes down here and all of a sudden I'm on an angle, and I've got this clearance in between, I've got all this gapping? How do I know if that line's going to be accurate? I think it's right, it might be out by a little bit, and I guess caulking will fill it. But if you really want to do it like the pros, let me show you a wicked trick just to make it really easy. See this cut? This is an inside corner. This is if we were doing an inside joint on baseboard. But what it actually is the perfect reveal to allow you to see the profile that you need to take the coping saw to. I'm going to run my saw right along this edge, and along here, cutting vertically. And as I do that, it's going to then cut away all this excess material so that my piece will then butt into the next one like a perfect puzzle. So this kind of gives you a head start so that you can actually just snap this piece off. Mind you, I recommend coping cuts better for wood baseboards, but with this MDF, it still works. So when your cope's all finished and it looks pretty good, I like to leave a little bit of meat there sometimes, depending on what kind of trim it is. This is a very simplistic trim, so it's obviously going to be an easier cut. More intricate ones are going to create more details. I like to take a little piece of sandpaper, come in and just give it a final sand, a little rub down. Gives me a better profile. So that way, when you see this edge, and it lines up with that piece in the corner, you get a nice tight joint. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say.